got this anyway, so
Right.
even if you don't go live. Tell me what now. Oh, we good? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Okay, We Need Answers podcast. This is episode 42. This is the financial literacy, all things about money and getting everything situated for yourself and on the right track episode. We gonna put that all in a nutshell for the title. Today we got my aunt Tammy here, and then we got Ms.Angela Cornish here, and we going to discuss. They bringing all the knowledge and everything for us to get situated and on the right track of getting this financial thing started. Because a lot of us, all ages, all races, everybody has their issues from finances, and any way we can make it better or get some more finances, we getting to try and take as many notes as possible and help as many people out as possible. So, getting started, y'all can introduce yourselves and how y'all got started in the business.
Hello, my name is Tammy Denise Eaton, and I got started in the business by a friend of mine, Linda Stewart, called me one day, and it just so happened that day that she called me, I was in one of those categories of not caring too much about my job.
Mm-hmm.
She introduced me to this opportunity, invited me to watch a Zoom meeting of it, and immediately I knew that this was something for me.
Okay.
I was born and raised in West Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
I have my degree in human services, and I wasn't able to find a job in my degree area.
Okay.
So, I'm working and basically working paycheck to Monday because it didn't last to the next payday.
Mm-hmm.
And when she presented this opportunity to me, I thought, well, let me check it out.
Okay.
And building my finances, trying to get out of debt, helping my community, helping my family, trying to leave a legacy for my family were all things that interested me.
Okay.
So basically, that's how I got started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, my name is Angela Middleton Cornish, and I got started in the area of finance. First of all, I was a client and needed financial help. And once I got help, I realized this is an industry I need to go in because there's no financial coach in my family.
Okay.
So I got started working in finance. I come from an entrepreneur background. My mom did hair. She had 3 beauty salons. I had 2 beauty salons. My father was a heavyweight boxer. He had centers help the inner city youth, and he was an architect.
Okay.
And what I realized that there was levels of financial freedom that I wanted to get to. It was like a puzzle that was missing.
Right.
And I was like, I want that puzzle. I want more,
Yeah.
I was working a lot and we were making a lot of money, but spending a lot. And you talking about paycheck to paycheck. Oh my gosh, that was us. And so I needed, the information. And once I became a money coach, it changed my life, my family life. So I got started because there was a need in my family.
Okay. So one of the sayings that I run with a lot in every episode, because everybody on here teaches something, some kind of way, is that I got it from the rapper Young Thug. He said you must teach what is taught. So that's basically saying that whatever game you get or knowledge you get is only worth anything if you give it to but like you said, to the community and to the people after you. So what's the well, I would ask, my first question is, what is the biggest misconception about finances that we have as a community, as a black community, that we need to get above to start straightening things out?
I think fear.
Okay.
A lot of people have fear, the unknown. Like Tim was saying, a lot of people are working from paycheck to paycheck, and they just realize, I can't afford to do better.
Right.
But we actually can afford to do better because we're already spending money. We are big consumers. And during this pandemic, I call it peace-demic. One of my coach called it a pay-demic. But what a lot of people are doing is they're spending a lot of money.
Right.
And I think the misconception is, should I have a coach? And I just feel you need to have a coach in all all areas of your life. Finance is just one of them.
Yeah.
And when you have a coach, and plus when We can speak to us, and we know what we've been through. So when you sit down with a coach and you're putting plans together, when I sit down with my clients, they're really excited because I've been there.
Right.
I've been making the money. My husband and I, we did real estate investing and spending a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
So when they realize, okay, let's take the fear out. You don't have to be fearful. It is affordable. If you got a cell phone, you can afford it. And just knowledge is power.
Right.
But it's the applied knowledge. So when we show them that it's not a whole lot of money to apply the knowledge and the information, so you can actually get better, then they realize, oh, okay, I can do it.
Okay.
If you did it, then I can do it as well. And I just feel like each one should teach one.
Yeah.
And we are each other's brother's keeper.
Exactly.
And when they see the heart and the passion that you have to be a blessing, my clients have been very pleased because of that.
Right.
And knowing that they can be open with me and honest with me, and I don't share what they talk about, and that, I can sit down and help you in those areas. So once they realize that, the fear kind of goes out the door.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I also agree with the fact that it's the unknown. People already think, well, I already don't make enough money. I don't have enough money to invest or anything. Well, one of the things we do is we do a financial analysis. We help you see where your money is going.
Right.
And once you do that and you realize, I never thought I spent that much money on eating out.
Yeah.
I never thought I spent that much money on
clothes
ordering
and
online.
Yeah. That's
And
where we go crazy.
Right. And so if you could take that money as low as $50 and put it in an investment, and in a year see how much it has grown, that changes your whole outlook.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, that's what I think.
So before we go any further, I usually wait till the end, but I'm sure this gonna grab a lot of attention early. So if y'all want to share how people can get in contact with y'all to get y'all services as well, y'all can do that right now.
Okay, so like I said, my name is Tammy Eaton, and my number is 410-662-3842, and you can also email me at money matters with an S 1614@gmail.com.
Okay.
Great. And my name again is Angela Middleton Cornish. My number is 410-294-3702. Again, it's 410-294-3702. And you can email me at angela.cornish@aol.com.
Okay. And I never do it like that, but I just know if you hear some stuff early and you like, oh yeah, I need to get in I need to see what's up with this. Go ahead now, so you ain't gotta worry about it later on and forget. But so I'm gonna go over a couple topics that we already discussed when we had our pregame about it. So the first one is that we discussed was why people live in paycheck to paycheck.
Wow. First of all, I think it's because there's no instructions that comes with the paycheck.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And because there's no instructions, people are getting paid on Friday, and on Monday their money is already allocated or it's already gone.
Right.
And once they get the instructions, once they get the information, once they get the knowledge, it helps them. When I sat down with my clients and I told them how to put a plan together, how to actually sit down and work this plan, it changes their life. Working paycheck to paycheck is absolutely hard.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when people say money is not everything, money is right up there with breathing.
Yeah.
Okay, money. So the Bible
Can't do
says
too
money
much
covers
without it.
all things.
Right.
So we all making it. So sit down with us as money coaches, so we can show you actually what to do with that.
Right.
Because when you don't have instructions with it, you don't have the manual. You don't know what to do with it. There's instructions with everything. My shirt has instructions. You get a new appliance that has the instructions, but none with with the paycheck.
Right.
It's typically Millionaires Day when people get paid. I'm going out to dinner. I'm getting ready to do this.
Right.
But yeah, we actually tell you, sit down and put a plan together. And we have a structured plan for our clients as well. Like Tammy said, we do a financial needs analysis, which is absolutely huge. We make sure that you have all the information, and we teach you how to pay yourself as well, which is important.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's very important because, like we also discussed, it's like generational curses. When people learn things from your parents or the people around you, and you just pass that on because that's all you know, instead of breaking that cycle and bettering it for the next generation or afterwards. But
that's huge what you said. My parents Oh, okay, let me tell you a little secret.
Go ahead.
They used to hide the money in the refrigerator
Uh-huh.
and the frozen department.
That's real old school. Real old school.
Real old school. In the hem of the curtains.
Right. And the ground and all that. Yeah.
But when you know better, you do better, right?
Right.
So we don't have to be old school anymore. We can actually show you how your money actually can grow as well.
Right.
Yeah, and then it's something that you can teach to your kids.
Yeah.
That you can break that cycle and you can start something different and something new.
Yeah.
You know, gone is the time of, you know, leaving your family in debt. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we can help you see that pattern and see how to make it better.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing we talked about is income protection.
Ooh,
What's that? And tell us about that.
Income protection, that's huge. What our income protection is our life insurance. And the reason it's really important, that is like the foundation that I start each one of my clients with. I find out that some of them are either underinsured or don't have enough, but I put a plan together for them. There's a program and a plan for everything that we do, and it's structured.
Right.
So we put a plan together for them, and we call it income protection because I cannot protect your life, but I can protect your income.
Okay.
And everybody's plan that they need is completely different. GoFundMe is not life insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're actually begging for money, you
that's
know.
not, that ain't a good look either.
You know, it's not. And when I put a plan together for my clients, it's structured for them. You know, some of them may have two households. You know, there may be one, you know, breadwinner in a family. Some may own a home and some may not. And some may want their children to go to college. We put all this together in a plan for them, so you have enough for your children. And people look at life insurance as a bill. No, I don't look at it as a bill. You know, I don't look at it as a bill at all. What I look at it as is the last love letter to my family.
Right.
I love you so much that I'm leaving this for you.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that for you.
Right.
And I'm making sure I have a will to put it in place as well,
Right.
which a lot of families don't have. So income protection is really, really important. You need to make sure, and unfortunately in some communities, and I'm going to talk to my community, I've had some deaths in my communities that the family had to move out the household. They had to move out the house because the loved one passed away, and then they couldn't afford it. I had the wrong kind of life insurance, and I just didn't know the difference. I knew I needed it, but didn't know the difference. So I educate my clients now, so nobody can come behind me and tell them the wrong thing.
Okay.
They know what to get, they know why to get it, they know how much they actually need as well. And I do the right kind. I do term life. That's the only kind.
Okay.
I believe in buying term and then actually getting investment at the same time.
Okay.
So you don't have to have it all your life, but you have to have money all your life. So we teach you to get it until you actually obtain cash, which a lot of people are cash poor.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think another thing is our younger generation doesn't see the value.
No, we don't.
And,
We don't know about it.
having it. You know, they're invincible. You know, but I think it's because we're not taught.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's really, really important that this message gets out to the 20 above. You know, to let them know that this is something that you need. You know what I mean? I mean, nobody wants to think about it.
Right.
It's one of those difficult things.
Yeah, but it's necessary.
Right, and it's one of those things I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Right, right.
You know,
Because I think of the younger generation think of it more as for older people, or my parents will take care of that.
Right,
Like, if you got parents, then we'll take care of that part. But
right.
it's just something definitely, like you said. I don't know. A question for the last thing, the paycheck to paycheck. If y'all can give a little bit of advice, I just had a question about, say if individual, their bills might be more what they make as far as their paycheck. What's the first, or give us one tip that you could give for somebody who has that issue? Because I know that's a lot of issues with people who live paycheck to paycheck. They don't make enough for what their bills are. So what's one little snippet y'all could give that'll make them want to come and get some more information about that?
Budget.
Okay, the budget.
Put a budget together.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a budget.
Yes.
I sit down with my clients and do that as well. Look, you got a cell phone, right? Everybody has a cell phone, right? A lot of people have cable as well. So a lot of people spend a lot of money, between $300 and $500, eating out.
Yeah.
You have the money. You're living paycheck to paycheck because you don't have a budget,
Right.
because you haven't written down. And we do that for our clients as well. I make sure that I do a financial needs analysis for them, and I look at everything that they're doing, and I show them how to maximize what they're already bringing in.
Right.
And what I do see is a lot of people do this: swipe,
Yeah.
swipe.
Don't
You know,
look and don't check.
they're
Yeah,
not
just keep
even
going.
checking
Yeah.
what they're actually spending,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
we put that together. If you have a cable bill, you know, and then even when it comes to insurance, you got insurance on everything else,
Right.
right? On your car, on your house, right?
Mhm.
And so let us budget everything out so you can afford the things that you actually need.
Okay. Cool. So, and speaking of insurance, I know we talked about being under insurance. Talk to us about that, because this is the first time I heard that I'm being under insurance. So how does that work?
Let me tell you, I didn't realize I was underinsured either.
Okay.
And so when I first sat down with a money coach, and what I realized, if you have a house, if you own a house,
Mhm.
if you have children, you need to put down, you need to allocate. If something would happen to you, and just think about it, if something would happen to you today or tomorrow,
Mhm.
how would your family do without you?
Okay.
If you don't have enough money allocated in your insurance policy to pay off the house, to pay down your bills that your family would have to take care of,
Mhm.
for your children to go to college, immediately they're gonna, first of all, they're gonna mourn you, but they're gonna suffer as well.
Right.
So they don't have to do both. They don't have to mourn and suffer.
Yeah.
The suffering part is when the money is not there.
Okay.
So you're underinsured when you haven't took time to actually write out that plan.
Okay.
And I do that with my clients. Tam and I, we sit down with our clients and do a plan. And people don't realize, I didn't realize uninsured, what's that?
Yeah.
I didn't even know the amount that I actually needed.
Okay.
But now, you know, working with the area of finance, I realize I need that. And my clients, they're really happy to realize, like, oh my gosh, and especially if you're the breadwinner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes they're one household.
Right.
And if you're the you know, breadwinner and you have children, you want your children to live that way or better without you.
Right.
Can you imagine a loved one passing away and they have 1, 2, 3, 5 children? What are you going to do with them?
Yeah.
And you already have children yourself.
Yeah.
And you're not coming with no money.
It made the situation a whole lot
A
worse.
whole lot
Yes,
worse.
it does.
Yeah, that's serious. Oh, so, and also we talked about what's the wrong kind of insurance. So what is the wrong kind of insurance for somebody?
Well, when you talk about the wrong kind of insurance, I really feel that it has to it goes back to actually what you need.
Okay.
You know, there is different kind. I know there's a kind that has cash value in it. And when you talk about one that has a cash value, you really have to look at it. They promise you, you know, more things, and you don't always get what you actually need. So you really have to look at what your needs are.
Okay.
You really have to see, and every family, like I said, is definitely different.
Mhm.
But if you're paying for 2 things and you're only getting one, that's not right. You know, if you're borrowing off a policy and you got to pay it back with interest, that's not right when
That
you
don't
thought
make
the
sense.
money was yours.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so it's a
Defeats
lot
the
of
purpose.
it defeats the purpose,
Yeah.
you know. And of course, you know, unfortunately in our community, a lot of times they just market, you know, where you have a savings in it. And it's so many, you know, check us out, call us so we can
Yeah.
really
Explain-
discuss
explain
you
it
know,
to you.
the right kind,
Okay.
right? And you want to build wealth at the same time.
Right.
I've never heard of anybody saying you don't have to have insurance all your life. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Right.
And
That's
so
true.
now, you know, educating my clients, when they get that information and the knowledge, they realize, okay, let me get the insurance that I need, let me get the term and policy that I need, and let me build wealth at the same time.
Okay.
Let me have an investment account at the same time. Because as your insurance need
Decreases.
absolutely,
Mhm.
you don't need as much.
Much. As you get older, you don't need as much. So
Okay.
that money that you were paying for that policy now can get rolled over into an investment
Okay.
and let that grow.
Excuse me.
You know,
Okay.
and have money. You
That's
know
good.
what I'm saying? So,
And do the
yeah.
both at the same time.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And then we also staying on the insurance topic. You said insurance for your job is not good.
Well, let's look at it this way. A lot of people get it, and that's fine. But I don't think that's the only insurance that you should have. And sometimes it's free.
Okay.
So like I said, we sit down, we do assessment, with you, but is the job yours?
Right.
Okay.
Is the job
No.
yours? And the amount that you pay, because your employer pays half of it, say, that position is demolished, no longer there, because you're getting paid for the position, not for the person.
Okay.
And so when you leave, you take the insurance with you, you're going to be paying a way
lot more
higher
money.
price
That's what happened to me.
for the
Wow.
insurance,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the employer is no longer contributing
Right.
to that
Yeah.
amount. So
Yeah.
that's something you also, like Angela said, you don't own that,
Right.
really,
Right.
because
Yeah.
somebody else is contributing to it.
Yeah,
So-
I was getting Blue Cross Blue Shield in my last job, and then when he left, we was cool. The person that hired me, he was like, I can show you how much it's gonna be when you leave if you want to keep it.
And
It
that's
was
dealing with the health
$450
insurance.
or something like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, for the health insurance. I was like, no, I'm good. I get it elsewhere.
So
I
if it's
get
attached
elsewhere.
to it, there's no ownership.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. You want to own your life insurance policy.
Right.
You want to have a policy in your hand. And during this time, a lot of people has lost their jobs. So they also lost their life insurance
Right,
as well.
right,
And their
okay.
health insurance, as you were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, back to the finances and the savings and all that. Is saving in the bank a good idea?
Well,
72.
absolutely. When you learn about the rule of 72, then you realize that when it comes to that rule, let's put it this way. You are either an owner or a loaner. So
Okay.
would you want to own your money or you want to loan your money?
You want to own that money.
You want to own your
that
money.
money,
So when your money, you're putting in the money in the bank, you're actually loaning your money to the bank, and
Okay.
they're getting a higher interest off your own money.
Right.
So what I teach my clients is put an account together, put it in the bank because it has to go through the bank, and then we take it out and put it in another account so it actually can grow. And when you think about the rule of 72, when I learned that, it blew my mind. So when I sit down with my clients with this, I have a investment specialist that they sit down with so they can put their investments together. But when you learn about the rule of 72, you think about the rule of 72 is a banker's rule. And it tells you how your money actually grows.
Right.
And money is currency. So it's growing. It's either growing towards you, it's coming towards you, or it's leaving you.
Right.
And a lot of times it's just sitting there. You're not getting the higher return
Right.
actually off your money. So you take the interest, you divide it into 72, and that tells you how many years it'll take for your money to grow.
Okay.
So you 3 divided into 72, what's that, 24 years? It would take 24 years for your money to double.
Okay.
That's a long time, right?
Very long time. Very long
And
time.
6% divided into 12, it takes, 6% divided into 72, it would take 12 years for your money to actually double.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
So when you think about, is it going to double with it sitting in the bank?
How much does the bank interest?
Hello.
Yeah. They get over.
Yes.
They get over.
Absolutely.
Right.
And 12 divided by 72, every 6 years your money doubles. So you definitely would like to sit down with us so we can show you where you can put a plan together.
Okay.
So you can actually own your money, so you can actually see your money actually growing.
If anybody's gonna, profit off of my money,
You want it to be you.
I want it to be me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't mind you making a little bit, but don't make more than me.
Right.
Right. Don't make more than
It's
that.
mine.
Yeah.
Like the
Absolutely.
commercial says, it's my money, I want it now.
Yeah, right. Do you know what I had to do to get this?
Yeah, you
So,
go through all the hardship for that.
Yeah.
So, getting into the debt part, how do you start paying down your debt?
Ooh, that's important. First, you need to definitely have a budget. And people are spending money that's not theirs. And so we definitely sit down with our clients and we put a budget together for them, which is very important. And when it comes to the budget, you need to allocate your money different places. I believe in a 10-10-80 rule. Pay myself, pay tithes 10%, pay myself 10%, and then we show you what to do with the 80%. But when it comes to a budget, like I said, everything is a formula that we actually have. And one way to actually bring your budget down would look at a lot of debt that people have. You were talking about the debt. The best way is what we call like the snowball effect.
Okay.
Is you pay the lowest bill first. A lot of times people are putting a lot of extra to their credit card bills and things. So instead of doing that, actually pay that monthly payment, pay the minimum, but put all the extra to the lowest bill.
Okay.
And pay down the lowest bill first.
Okay.
And then once you pay that off, then you take that money and then you put that on the next lowest bill.
Okay.
And instead of going after highest interest or the highest bill and trying to, chop that down.
Okay.
So yeah, you do the snowball effect and
Right,
pay that
okay.
down.
Okay, that makes sense.
But pay them.
Right,
Pay them.
right.
Pay them
Can't
off.
not pay 'em.
Yes, the
Can't not
student
pay 'em.
loans, the car loans. Get out of debt. This is a season that you can actually do that and really budget.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, right now, instead of just having these packages come to your door every day, we ain't gonna talk about who, but instead of doing a lot of that, just I just think it's important. It's okay to shop online.
Yeah.
But just do everything in moderation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I'm
what
overboard.
Yeah, because I do like the packages coming.
Yeah.
But I'm
Me
just
too,
saying.
me too. We all do.
But you got to do everything in moderation,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
If you're not going out shopping, a lot of everybody's doing the social distancing and things like that. Don't change that and start spending a lot of money at home. But just really put a budget together and a formula, because everything should be allocated.
Right.
A certain amount should go towards your house. A certain amount should go towards your budget, and a certain amount should go towards your investment, and you should be paying yourself.
Right.
That's what happened to some of my clients. They come with this nice spreadsheet and this Excel, and oh yeah, I do this and do this, but they don't pay themselves.
Right.
Man, paying myself, used to be getting my hair done, going out to dinner, and then I realized, oh, that's not how you pay
No,
yourself.
that ain't That's how you hurt yourself.
And you hurt yourself,
Yeah.
you treating yourself,
Right.
but you're not paying yourself,
Right.
and you don't stay on budget.
Right.
And so when you have a plan of action, we had a plan, we do that for our clients as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not saying don't treat yourself,
Yeah.
do
it
it
in
in
moderation.
moderation.
Everything
You know what
in
I mean?
moderation.
Take care of the necessities first.
Right. Okay. And what's the so I'm assuming in the budgeting you have to deal with well, y'all come up with an emergency account as well, right?
Absolutely.
So how does that work? What does that look like?
Well, you need to have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses in emergency account, because emergencies do happen.
Right.
Everybody have emergencies. This season right here was emergency,
Right.
and if you didn't have money saved up, I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people are losing their jobs right now. So you can start with $50 a month into an investment account.
Okay.
And you need to definitely be investing, you need to be saving, so you can actually so when this emergency, definitely come, and they won't be going to credit cards.
Right.
Because that's people emergency planning right now. I'm
Swipe
going
the card.
swiping the card. I'm gonna
Creating
use
more
somebody
debt.
else's money. Right, creating more debt.
Yeah.
Using somebody else's money.
Right.
And then you have to pay that back as well.
Yeah.
On
Borrowing.
top of you're already, missing money.
Yeah. So this is like you said, snowball effect. Keep trickling. And a part of that is the college funds and all of that as well, right?
Oh yeah.
And your budgeting and all that.
Yeah,
Yes.
you gotta budget that out as well. You know what? When I was seeing the statistics about the emergency account. They said they did a survey of 1,000 adults, and 23% have emergency saving. 23%
Yeah, that ain't enough.
that's not enough
Not
people
enough.
right
Yeah.
there. So when it comes to their college savings for their child, they don't always have the money for that.
Right.
So just think about it. If you told your child, go to school, get good grades, so you can go to college, and you don't plan for that, what have you done to your child?
Right.
Everybody's not going to be 6 feet, 6'9". That's my son's size. He's 6'9", and he got a full scholarship. That's not everybody.
No.
And some kids may not want to go to college.
Right.
They may want to go to trade school.
Right.
So make sure you take the time to budget for that as well.
Okay.
And we do a formula, for our clients. We sit down and we go step by step. We do make sure everything is in place. So we do make sure they have the right kind of emergency account. We make sure they have the income protection in place as well. We make sure they have a budget. That's really important. And we just go step by step and help our clients as well.
Okay. You about to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say that's another way is with the income protection and the investment, because maybe your child wants to go into a business for themselves.
Right.
Maybe they want to do entrepreneurship.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you can help them with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can give them that startup money
Yeah,
without having to already come out the gate owing somebody by
Right,
getting
right,
a loan.
right.
So that's very important too.
Right, big time, big
Yes,
time.
the budget is important. Look,
Yeah.
women lie, men lie,
Numbers
but
don't.
numbers don't
Yeah.
lie.
It sounds like budgeting is the key to success.
Yes, it is.
The key to success.
And I know it's hard, especially when you feel like I didn't work these 80 hours. I finally got this money and I'm going to do me.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? But doing you is also a part of being able to provide for yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? To always, have something in place that should you fall on hard times,
Right.
should that job fold or whatever, you don't have to go running and do a fund me page.
You'll have a backup. That
You know,
GoFundMe, get that out of here.
You know?
Get that out of here.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, I'm not really, sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah, you
saying?
gotta do
But
what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you
But
gotta
to
do.
prevent that,
To prevent
this is the
having
way to
to do
prevent that, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
And you need to start now when it comes to college.
Yeah.
right.
You start planning now. A
Okay.
lot of people throw these elaborate birthday parties and
Yeah.
things like that. Tell them to put the money into the investment account.
True.
$25 into investment account instead of buying some clothes that they're going to outgrow anyway.
True.
You
True.
know?
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Great idea. So in terms of everything in the budget and money wise, what is retirement supposed to look like for a working fellow?
Well, let's look at the retirement. A lot of people think retirement is an age. When I get 62, I'm going to retire. Retirement is not an age, it's an amount. When you get the amount that you can actually retire.
Right.
My 25-year-old son now, he's excited. He sat down with our specialist, our financial specialist for investments, and he sat down and put a plan together. And I'm excited, about that as well. Because he said, look, Mom, I don't want to work as hard as you and my dad. And you know what? If you plan the right way, you don't have to.
Right.
And I sit down with my clients and I talk to them about that. You don't have to retire when you're 70 years old.
Right.
You can retire when you actually have the money that you have allocated, that you've been diligent about putting money away. So retirement is different for everybody, but you gotta make sure you plan for retirement. You know what? And then some people retire and they leave their money there. And it's like, no, don't leave your money at the place that you retire.
Yeah.
We can show you how to roll that over. For example, if you was dating somebody and both of y'all had some money together in an account, right?
Right.
And y'all broke up.
Yeah. You take that money with you.
It's your ex, right?
Yeah.
So you want to take the money with you, right? The job that you left is your ex.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Take that money with you,
Let
right?
me get mine. Let me get mine.
Absolutely. So everybody definitely want to retire and return and going back to work is not retiring.
Okay.
Or retiring and getting a part-time
Once you're done, you want to be done.
Right, you want to get done. And
Right.
people retire and have to go back to work.
Right.
And just think about it. You plan everything. You plan a wedding. How long does it take to plan a wedding?
Right.
About a year,
Yeah.
a nice vacation, about a year.
Mhm.
If you were traveling somewhere, you would plan that out.
And you budget for it too.
And you budget for it. So you've got to plan. Why do people take less time to plan for their retirement and more time for a trip or a party?
Yeah,
Right.
that don't make no sense.
It doesn't make any
Make no
sense,
sense.
So my thing is, you know better, do better, right?
Right.
Information is one thing, but you got to implement
Yeah.
the information that you've got to apply it as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Knowledge is good, but applied knowledge
Exactly.
is what's going to make you grow.
Right. Key words right there. So what about credit scores? I know a lot of people focus on that when they talking about getting their stuff together. How important is getting a good credit score, and what's some advice on like bettering your credit?
Having a good credit score is huge right now, because if you notice, we're getting to the point where we're not using a lot of cash.
Yeah.
Right? We're
Sure.
using credit, we're using cards, and credit is really important because now you can buy items without, money.
Right.
So you want to buy a house, they're looking at your credit score. You want to buy a car, they're looking at your credit score. And the interest has to do with the way that you pay your bills.
Right.
And your credit score has to do with how do you pay your bills.
Okay.
Pay your bills on time, pay them early, buy that debt down, pay that debt off, and look at ways that you can actually build your credit score.
Right.
Like a couple of things that you can actually do is as far as your name. a lot of, especially women that have got married and they have more than one name, check your credit score out and only have one name.
Okay.
That will help you as well. That
Okay.
would, give you more points on your credit. And, people have multiple addresses.
Okay.
Just have one address on there as well.
So basically just shrink everything kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about credit cards? What is your ideas and thoughts on credit cards? I know we talked about it a little bit, but I know a lot of people, just like when you first go to college and stuff like that, I know that's when they started hitting me with it.
Yes.
So what do y'all recommend as far as like applying for credit cards, and should you or should you not?
Well, when you're immature, you don't need one.
True. That's a fact.
You need to be mature to have a credit card. If not, you're just going to run it up and you don't think you have to pay it back.
Right.
Like what? Nobody talked about paying it back.
Nope.
You just gave me some free money.
Yeah, exactly.
I just look at some plastic that I can go shop with me and my friends,
Right.
But, credit card used the right way is good.
Yeah.
It can help your credit, but it can hurt it, as well.
Right.
So you need to make sure you pay it back. What they're doing is they're looking and see your history of how you actually pay your bills as well.
Okay.
So it can help you. But when you have a lot of credit cards, you need to make sure you start paying that off.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. My next question was, I had my own question for real, but I didn't write down. But we'll get back to it. So then we didn't talk about CDs, right?
No,
Okay.
a CD is a certificate of deposit.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a certificate for depositing money in the account, and I'm going to penalize you if you take it out. Now, a CD, they market it out community because we don't really know about it. There's other ways that you can actually invest than a CD.
Okay.
And then when it comes to the bank, you're only getting so much interest. And a bank is a business. So they're a business to make money. So if you want to make money, if you want to grow your money, that's not a place that you put it to grow your money.
Okay.
It's other places that you can put it to actually grow your money.
Okay.
Yeah, and we sit down with our clients. And once I realized it was what it stood for, it's like a certificate that you deposit your money.
They ain't saying that. I need to say more than that. Speaking of investments, so say if your clients or if someone wants to get sit down with y'all and they say they want to invest in like real estate or property, stuff like that, what would be the steps or first step or tip? Like what would you need to come with in preparation for that type of thing?
And you know what, that's so key because a lot of my clients sit down with me and they have some goals and dreams that they want. And that's one of the things that they want to do to invest in real estate. My husband and I did real estate investing. In 2008, you seen what happened to the real estate market.
Yeah.
It went down.
Right.
Oh my gosh. During that time, and that was right before I got into this business. And let me tell you, people that had real estate and needed money, they couldn't sell their house.
Okay. Yeah.
You need to diversify what you're actually doing. I think real estate is wonderful because that's one of the things that my husband and I do. And my son and I, we just started working with him as that, educating him in what to do as far as real estate. I think real estate is something a lot of people should have. I look at it, God ain't building no more land, right? So, so get some real estate, but it goes back to you budgeting. It goes back to you making sure that you have a plan that you put out so you can actually buy the houses. So you can, when you go buy the houses, when you go to closing costs, and that's another thing that we help them with, to make sure that you're sitting down and you're getting educated about that whole process of what kind of house. And you don't want to be house poor at the same time. So we go through that as well. And I think real estate investing is great, but you've got to get the knowledge with what you're actually doing also. So yeah, come on, invest in it as well, but put a plan together.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want you living in an apartment and say, I'm getting ready to go buy a house.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, figure it out the right way.
That's right.
Okay, so assets. What's importance of assets?
Oh,
Having
that's
assets.
huge. When people think about that biggest asset,
Right.
the first thing they say when
Material
I ask
stuff.
them, material set.
My house,
yes,
my car.
absolutely, Tammy.
Mhm.
And that's what they think, you know.
Yeah,
That's and I
yeah.
thought that as well.
Right.
You know, I have a couple of houses. You know, that's my asset.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I got a lot of assets.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. If you did not pay that car payment or that mortgage payment,
They taking that.
they taking it.
Uh-huh.
So that's not the biggest asset. The
Right.
biggest asset is you.
Right.
We are the biggest asset. So that's why we got to make sure during this time as well as we keep healthy,
Right.
that we're eating right, that we're exercising, because we are the biggest asset, because we pay all the bills and we make it happen. That's why it's important that you have the right kind of income protection, because you are the biggest asset. And the family's going to look at you when there's nothing else.
Right.
You got to make sure things happen. You got to make sure that you are working and putting money in your house and food on the table.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, people are struggling during this season.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Big time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take much. It
Okay.
doesn't take a lot to start.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like Angela said, if you budget right, you'd be amazed to see how much money you really do have,
Right.
That is
because
so
you're
true.
not just spending and splurging all the time. You know, when you sit down and do that analysis and see where your bills are, how much you actually make, you'll be like, wow,
Right.
you know, I have that amount
Right.
left
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
You know, why I never see it. You know,
Yeah.
that's because you just
Right.
going about the day, you
Right.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
And people just blow that money. They just splurge at the wrong things,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
so true, Tammy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of mine was eating out.
Mhm.
And you'd be surprised, $300 to $500 people are wasting eating out.
Right.
And then guess where the money goes?
Right.
In the toilet. I
Right.
was like,
Yeah, throw it all away.
in and out, in and out. And I was like, you spend all this money.
Yeah.
You know, that's just crazy when you really look at it.
Mine is sleep shopping. Shopping online
All
at
the
night when
time.
I should be asleep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that
We,
is-
Tammy, we got to talk.
it's just listening and having this conversation. It's just amazing how it's so easy to get off track with this stuff, and how hard. Well, it doesn't have to be hard, but it's hard to get on track and stay on track with this stuff, because we just take it for granted.
Right.
We just
So
get money
true.
and just take
So
the money.
true.
That's all we
Right.
see.
You just got to take one step at a time.
Yeah.
Just one step. Just think about, how do you eat an elephant?
Yeah.
One bite at a time.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So just take the small steps, you know, to work towards it. And then when you do, you'll really see that, oh my gosh, that, you know, I can do this. And that's just the biggest thing.
Right.
It's taking a step, being fearful, not knowing the
Mhm.
unknown. And we just make it easy for you to just sit down with us and put a plan together.
Right. Okay. So being as though we talked about like family generations and things like that, and people, parents and or elders not knowing this stuff, what's the earliest age you think someone should come sit down with y'all to get this right?
The earliest age, I think, soon as you have the knowledge.
Okay.
Soon as you, and let me tell you this, when I sit down with my clients, I want their children to be there as well.
Right.
Right.
Because from them hearing it,
Mhm.
kids now are so intelligent.
Yeah.
They're starting businesses at a very young age.
True.
And I love talking with them because their mindset
Mm-hmm.
and they have ideas. So as soon as they can start talking about, I want to sell this, or I want to sell candy to start my own business,
Yeah.
I want my own money,
Right.
that's when you start telling. Because other communities, they bring their family around the table and they talk about finance.
Right.
Right.
You know, in the 12 years I've been working in the area of finance, I've only seen 2 families totally debt free.
Mm-hmm.
One was white, one was black.
Mm-hmm.
When I sat down with a Caucasian guy, he said his whole family is debt free. I'm like, well, how did y'all get there?
Yeah.
He said his father set them down, and that's all they talked
Right.
about. You know, when the black guy sat down with him, he said he was the only one that was debt free. His family wouldn't listen to him. His children wouldn't listen to him. So I think the earliest is when you sit them down, just like we're sitting them down eating.
Right.
Because in our communities, that's where we congregate at.
Yeah.
We're at the
Yeah.
dinner table.
Right. Right.
Let them sit around, because you learn gossip around the table. You learn
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
else around
Right,
the table.
right, right.
So
Learn
sit,
something
learn,
beneficial.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So sit them around the table very young and start teaching them. And a lot of times we started out with the piggy bank,
Right.
right? You
Yeah,
start them
yeah.
early,
Yeah.
saving money. Start
Right.
that from going to the bank, from there investing. Start them with an investment account very early.
Right.
So you can start when a child is actually born.
Yeah.
You can start an account when they're first born, and then from that, teaching them what to do with the money, where to put it, and how to respect it at the same time.
Yeah,
Because my grandmother used to always say, if you save money, money will save you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And that's become my baby shower gift now.
Okay.
$50 investment.
Okay.
You know, I don't give any
Okay.
clothes and all of that
Yeah,
stuff
that's
that in
good.
a couple of months they're gonna outgrow.
Yeah.
So that is my way of trying to help introduce them to something different.
Okay.
You know, because every parent wants better for their child.
Mhm.
You know, and part of your job is educating yourself so that you can pass that knowledge on.
Right.
You know, we don't always have to be in debt
Right.
and, you know, not living the way that we should,
Mhm.
you know, so you have to start somewhere.
So how do you do that? How do you gift the baby shower gift? How do you do that?
We can start an investment account with them.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
when they start, we can start that account with them when they are babies.
Okay.
Yep, you can start an account with them.
Right.
So come sit down with us. Let me give out
Okay.
numbers again. My number is 410-294-3702, Angela Middleton Cornish, 410-294-3702. Start now.
Yeah.
Tammy, you want to give
And
your number?
I'm Tammy Eaton. My number is 410-662-3842. Again, 410-662-3842.
So do y'all come across a lot of people who be like ashamed to share the truth about the finances when
Yes.
they sit down?
Mm-hmm.
So how y'all get do that? Because I would assume that like that's not a very thing. Like a lot of people ashamed of where they at, so they probably hold back, which will hurt them more than anything.
That's
It's like
that fear. And
Yeah.
because we're personal money coaches, they realize that we need all the information. And
Yeah.
because we're good at what we do,
Yeah.
we
Right.
can always see the loophole.
Okay.
If you're talking about this, it's a puzzle. It all adds together.
Right.
We can see that there's a piece that you're missing.
Yeah.
And we make you feel comfortable talking about that as
Okay.
well. And not only that, we tell our own testimonies.
Right.
You know, as
Yeah.
well, which is huge because, like I said, my husband and I, we were making it and we were spending a lot. So when they see, to me, they don't care how much you know until you know how much you care. They see that we actually care
Yeah.
about our clients as well, and they become family.
Right, and we've been in that position. You know, we've done some things with the credit cards and with, you know, like paying ourselves overly, paying ourselves everything going to us. So we can relate, you know. So yeah, we help them in that area. And like Angela said, we become family.
Okay. Yeah, that's important.
And the fear definitely leaves, you know,
Right.
when people realize that not only we know what we're talking about, and that, you know, we care.
Yeah.
We
And
care.
if you want to do better, you gotta leave. You gotta
Yeah.
force it to leave if you want to do better anyway. So.
Absolutely. And
That's
they're
very
very
important.
happy afterwards.
Right.
Yeah. One of my clients, I tell you, she cannot tell her story without crying.
Okay.
Because she's like, oh my gosh, I always thought I would have this student loan,
Mhm.
you know, and I was able to pay that off, you know, pay my credit card down, you know, so she is one of my testimony. I have a lot of them, but, you know, she can't even talk about it without, you know, being emotional because, she, you know, that's where she was. And look, when you want to be free,
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly.
you gonna talk about it because
Right.
people have dreams and they have goals, and that's my thing. Let's get to the dreams and goals.
Yeah.
Let's put everything in place so then you can do some of the things that you want to do.
Right.
Where is it that you want to go? You know,
Right.
I wanted to go to Africa. I was able to do that. I wanted to go to Hawaii. I was able to do that.
Mhm.
And then maybe some things. So, but we can put an account together even for that. Remember the Christmas funds that they used to do?
Mhm.
They used to save money in
Yeah.
Christmas funds.
Yeah.
Now we said, let's have a goals and dreams fund.
Right. Okay.
Let's have a
Okay.
fund that you are putting money up. This is for your goals and dreams. And we do, and we want to make sure that if your child want to go to college, you can do that.
Right.
If you want to invest, we can do that.
Mhm.
You want to retire the right way, we show you how to do that. You want the right kind of income protection, which is the life insurance, we show you how to do that as well. So it's really important that you sit down and just go up, just bring it all to us. And now we do everything via Zoom. I'm loving this Zoom.
Right.
I am just loving it. The first week, the pandemic, everything was shut down. All my teammates and our business partners, we were like, did y'all move from this seat? Like, we're sitting here, you know, and then
Yeah.
people realize I I can now sit from my home.
Right.
And I can have a conversation via Zoom, and I'd still be able to take care of my personal needs, which is, amazing as well. And everybody needs to know what their PIN number is. Please call us so you know that. I didn't know anything about a PIN number, but working with finance, I tell you, get so educated. So now my clients, everybody needs to know their PIN number. That's their financial independent number.
Okay, I was about to ask you, what was that? Okay, cool. I had two questions. Oh, so you said about the loan. What you said your last client said she never. Oh, student loan debt.
Oh yeah.
So it's so I know a lot of people, because when I was in college, a lot of people was we all was getting that debt from that, but a lot of people do believe that it's impossible to
Pay it off.
yeah. So it is possible to get rid of it.
It most definitely, it's possible to pay it off.
Okay.
And what I do, I actually show people how to make money at the same time.
Okay.
Sometimes the income that they're coming in is not enough. So I show them, how, and I love the industry I am, because I get people licensed in my industry as well. But sometimes you have to make more money,
Right.
and allocate the money that you already have and put that in places so you can pay it off. If you've got a cell phone bill, you have extra money. If you have cable, if you're eating out, I just look at everything people are doing and I just show them how to allocate them. And that's why our needs analysis is so important that we do with our clientele. So you can take money and you can invest, and you can take money and you can put it and allocate it to pay that bill off as well. That bill's not going away.
Right.
Sally want hers.
For sure.
And we got so many ideas about different things, but what I found out is people are vision rich, but execution poor.
Okay.
So I help them execute some of the things that they actually want to do.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
People need that help. And lastly, the last one that we discussed was the dime formula.
Oh yeah, that actually is a formula that we actually use to show people how much income protection they actually need.
Okay.
And I kind of talked about some of that, but that just goes in what they need as far as their death, how much they need for their funeral. I go in how much they need as income to put back in a household if something happens to them, if they want to pay their mortgage off, education for their children, and the debt they actually have.
Okay.
And then that adds up to that dime. So that's what they need to look at it, and it's a formula for them as well. And when they see that it's a formula that can work, and I'm telling you, everybody needs to have it. If you have a child, make sure you have it.
Right.
And with us, we start our children off early. Getting income protection, because of course the younger you are, the more cheaper it is as well.
Okay.
And it's very reasonable. You can't afford not to.
Right.
You cannot afford not to. And as we see what's going on, a lot of people are passing away. A lot of people are living longer as well.
Right.
So you just need to make sure that you put that in place and invest at the same time.
Okay. You was gonna say something?
No, I was agreeing with Angela that this now is the time.
Right.
To do it.
So, what's y'all thoughts on bankruptcy?
Some people need it because of the situations that they're actually in. Everybody don't need it. Some people use that as an excuse or a scapegoat not to pay their bills. But, it has helped a lot of people, to actually get a fresh start. So if they need that, but you need to sit down with us because it may not be as bad as you think it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do get caught up in that. That's like the first goal, but it's actually possible to get around doing that.
It most definitely
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think it's frowned upon too because they don't know actually what it is, because it's not when it's necessary. Those times it's smart to go that route versus any other route for some people. Some businesses as well, but when you don't know the knowledge, like you said, you don't know. You just hear, your aunt and your uncle did this before, because you bankrupt, do that, and it's just like that's all I go. So,
you gotta write it out. Write the plan.
Yeah.
Make it plain. Write it out.
Big time. So, in closing, I think we nailed most of everything. We nailed our discussions, and we nailed the questions I had too. So, I guess we just leave a little bit for the people to wonder and to seek for their own. So y'all got all the contact information. Please follow up if necessary. And we also discussed running it back for people that might have questions, and we can answer the questions on here as well. Y'all down for that?
Oh yeah, that would be
Yes.
awesome. I would love to do that.
Yeah, and we provide other services too. So
Okay.
contact us and find out all the things that we can do for you.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think, you should actually do something now that your future self will thank you.
Okay, yeah, totally. I agree. And you also wanted to talk about your other endeavors too, right?
Oh, you was talking about my son, and we had a
Yeah.
conversation about that. How do I teach about the youth? My son is 25. We're writing a book together, and I'm really excited about that, about mothers and sons and entrepreneurship. And now our children are getting very intuitive when it comes to the different kind of work that they want to do, because they don't want to just go into the workplace, and I understand that because they have a lot of ideas, and I think that's really important to talk to the young people and see they have God-given gifts. God gives us all gifts, so use those gifts, let them get stirred up, and actually use that for income. If you're selling bracelets, show them how to sell bracelets and make an income. Whatever your gift is, you want to sell candy, whatever it is, to have an income, and bring these kids in and teach them at an early age, so their future will be completely different.
Okay.
It excites me to see how many young people are starting their own business and are business minded about their future, and we just want to be able to make sure that you have a plan that your business flourish. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if y'all got anything else to share, y'all want to put out there? Y'all want to put y'all contact one more time? Y'all want, if anything, in closing, we gonna wrap up. So if y'all want to share anything else for the listeners, please do.
Like I said, Tammy Eaton. My email is money matters with an S 1614@gmail.com, and my number again is 410-662-3842. I love to sit down with you and do an analysis, so give me a call.
Okay.
Again, my name is Angela Middleton Cornish. My number is 410-294-3702. Again, Angela Middleton Cornish, 410-294-3702. And most people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. So we put a plan together for you, so you do not have to fail, and then you be successful with your finances. Let's build it big. We are the ones that's going to have to help. Like Obama said, nobody's coming. We got to help each other. We got to make sure that we're helping our communities. And a lot of people their parents are coming in, and families are getting together and living together because times are hard right now. So we need to make sure that we are not only helping ourselves, but making sure we're there for our family and our community as well. And I want to be a blessing to the community, so I need to make sure that I'm not only teaching it, but I'm doing it at the same time. So and that's a lot of other people. They want to do more, but they don't have the resources. So call us and talk to us so we can show you how to use what you're doing, so you can be a blessing to the community as well.
Right. So let's get it, y'all. Let's do what we gotta do to get this stuff right for our future behind us as well. So reach out, and if y'all reach out, make sure y'all say I heard y'all on the We Need Answers podcast, so they can know where y'all coming from and give me my little shout out. So, but besides that, like I always say every episode, if y'all have anybody listening, you want to advertise anything, you can do it on the podcast. Just email or inbox me, DM me. We run a little commercial advertising for you. We can work that plan out as well. So, in closing this, We Need Answers, episode 42.